But on the plus side, I actually was in the studio a little bit earlier today, so I actually have everything set up and ready to go. I say, that might not actually be fully true. I'm sure we'll find something that's going wrong, but well, let's do this. To the bottom right-hand side, our blue zerg is Reynor, and glad that he could be able, that he was able to play, because for a little while it looked as though he might not be able to. Looked as though he might be a little bit busy and unable to partake in the matches. But he is able to play. Really glad to have him. As always in our events, he is one of the most eager and excited players. When I talk to players about playing in tournaments, he is replying immediately. He's like, I feel like he doesn't even read the message. You know, I don't feel like he even checks what the tournament is. I feel like he's just like, StarCraft? Yes, let's go. So, super glad to have him. Super glad he was able to make it. He just got a brand new computer, I believe, and so that was what he was waiting on. He didn't want to play any more tournaments until he had a new computer, because he was sick of losing, in his own words, because of shitty FPS. That bit was not actually quite his own words, but he was just saying his FPS was really bad, and it was obviously getting very tiring just losing games because he just couldn't play properly or control his units as he wanted to. So, hopefully everything's good with his new PC. Excited to see him play today as he does open pool first. 6 circlings means he will get going with some aggression. On the top left-hand side of our map, the red Terran player from Starcom, this is BratOK. Now guys, as always with these 5-player round-robin groups, we have ourselves essentially 10 best-of-3s being played. Obviously we play 5 of them live, and we'll cast a few from replays at the end. Because I'm super tired today, we might not make it through all 10 of those, but we'll prioritize the ones that you guys want to see the most, cast those, and make sure you guys know all the results by the end of the day. So, again, it might not be the longest of streams here today, but still try and do as much as we can. Maybe, I don't know exactly, but maybe something along the lines of 4 hours rather than 6 hours, which we did yesterday, for example, when we casted a group. But it depends how long the matches take as well. Obviously, if the matches are fast, then we can probably do all 10. If the matches are long, I mean, we might only end up doing 6 or 7 series, so all of that remains to be seen somewhat. As you see this Reaper picking up a couple of Zerglin kills already. Job well done there. Obviously, SCVs had to pull away from the natural. Keeping the Reaper at home has done its job, but of course, still Reynor able to delay that command center. You should be fairly happy with this. I mean, it's not a huge commitment, and it hasn't gone exactly horrifically wrong. It didn't go as well as it could have either. Still gets a bit of a delay as he goes into that link speed, drones, and his transition. Reaper hops down to the low ground. Couple of Hellions coming out into the middle with the Reaper now, as we're going to be seeing BratOK starting to apply some pressure down to the bottom side of the map. That Banshee, 2 Hellions, and Cloak is on the way up here from BratOK as well. So, getting this going as we see the couple of Zerglins going to run in, and they are going to be see him. SCV is just going to have to keep on running around. Will be saved by the Hellions though, so SCV stays alive. BratOK keeping his SCV up here. A job well done, as we do see that link speed is about to finish up then. So Hellions coming down the right hand side as again Hellion Banshee. We'll see if an armory comes in for the Hellbats here. As BratOK obviously looking somewhat aggressive opening the game number 1. BratOK is a player who will play a lot of bio, but is not afraid to mix that mech style in if he feels it's going to give him the better chance. Good Evo Chamber here walls those Hellions away from being able to get into the mineral line properly, and really minimizes the damage taken. In fact, Reynor doesn't even lose a single drone, does he? 13 lings down, but not a single drone. His economy remains untouched after the first wave of Hellions. BratOK unsuccessful with really finding any damage there. Now Spore Crawler's coming up as well, so Reynor's actually going to have his preparations for this Banshee ready pretty much bang on time. He will not be caught off guard at all, and we are going to be seeing this Banshee just set to try and do what it can. I mean, there's a couple of drones transferring between bases. That's always actually one of the better times to catch drones. Not as much chance for them to be protected by anything. No Spore Crawler coverage, obviously. So, nice little find here by BratOK, who gets himself 3 workers in total for the moment. Obviously, Reynor will not slow down, just keeps on stacking drones up. An Overlord that's flying through the main base and so on, and has just been checking out what's happening, and is very low in that single Marine. Looks as though it's going to go and get the kill, as again, this Banshee just being a frustration. Going to start getting some of these active group tumors, and going to start really slowing down the group spread here, as Banshee is so low on energy as well, so these Queens are so close to being able to just come in and pick it off. Obviously, BratOK knows that, so he's going to pull it back in plenty of time. And Banshee number 1 will be replaced by Banshee number 2 coming down the right. So second Banshee chilling out over here as we do see that group of 6 Hellions marching down the left side. With the Viking on the far left and Marine coming to the far left as well. This is still looking pretty regular for BratOK, just obviously with more Hellions. It does feel a lot more like a mech play, and obviously it will be. 2 more factories and double armory on the way down. And with the way that he's still building Banshees and so on, as this Banshee hasn't really found much over here, just a couple of kills. But with the way he's still building Banshees, it would seem as though he wants to go in towards a setup here which is going to be focused around kind of Hellion Cyclone Banshee, maybe even some vehicle plated upgrades. 5 drones go down here as BratOK gets himself an effective run by in the end, with workers going down in the main base again. It's just on it, kind of add up a little bit here. Reynor realizing that this is going to be a mech play, hasn't seen the factories, but the extra Hellions I think have tipped him off. So he opts for the +1 missile upgrade, but he's also going to drop down a Spire. Interesting. A couple of people mentioned that Reynor's not been playing well lately. He was playing with very low FPS recently. That's why he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play in our tournament, because he said he didn't want to play in anything else until he got his new computer, so that he could fix the issues and play properly. And now he's been able to resolve those issues. He's got a brand new computer. So the Reynor we saw for the last couple of weeks, where he lost about 3 best of 3s and people decided he was a terrible player all of a sudden, he's probably going to be gone today with this new PC up and running. Things all the way down, coming down to the bottom side of the map here. Getting ready to set up that scan coming in towards the natural. As you just see again, these few queens gathered together. Why does the Banshee even have a tail rotor? So it looks badass, obviously. I mean, why not? Everyone knows 3 rotors are better than 2, even if the third one doesn't do anything. Question though. StarCraft 2! Then again, I guess I'm not a Banshee expert, so maybe it's actually really important for Banshees. This is a whole different universe, right? StarCraft. It could be a completely different way of things playing out. Do you see 7 roaches, 7 corruptors? Currently on the way out, as you see, a couple of Hellions will dive by in towards the natural, or the third base I should say. Obviously, BratOK is kind of happy to just throw some Hellions away every now and again. As you see those Banshees coming in, and able to so far get some damage done. Corruptors come out very quickly from Reynor though, and that's got to be a great feeling, having Corruptors just come straight in and shut those Banshees down. Good damage so far as we're going to be seeing. Obviously, Reynor will continue up this left side. There is a few siege tanks here done with only roaches. It's unlikely that Reynor will be able to get all that much done. This Banshee is very hopeful, I feel, trying to attack those roaches with the Corruptors nearby. He's going to morph in a bunch of Ravagers, so Reynor kind of wants to break this here. 113 supplied at 43 at the moment. I mean, there's no real anti-air, so these Corruptors are just going to come further in and get a Viking. Missile turret, I guess, is scary enough, although could maybe send the Corruptors elsewhere for some caustic sprays. And we do have this army now spread up and ready to come in. Another Banshee, again, just trying to really use this to harass to the best of his ability. There we go. Warlock obviously going to buy a little bit of time here. Corrosive Bowels coming down. Nothing broken through yet, but there's the Corrosive Bowels on those double siege tanks that are just stacked up together. And Reynor's already finding himself 15, 16, 17 and counting worker kills. Reynor getting himself a lot of damage here already, as we're going to be seeing those roaches and Ravagers continue to push forwards. He is going to be able to get rid of the next couple of siege tanks as well. He still has a lot of Ravagers and roaches in the back too, and BratOK just does not have enough to realistically hold on to this here. Reynor with this +1 missile, 62 drones, time to kill you move has been very successful. And well, now again, what do you really do as the mech player? It's tough to reinforce because your units build so slowly, and I mean, you can obviously have very powerful positions defensively, but when you don't have any tanks left over, it doesn't really matter. GG's. Reynor picks up game number 1. Into this on blue shift, as we have got to the top right hand side of the red Zerg, the 16-year-old that we've talked so much about throughout 2018. This, my friends, is Reynor. As we have to the bottom left hand side, the blue Terran player from Starcom. It is BratOK. Björn didn't stream yesterday. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. While I do credit a lot of my viewership this week to Björn's host, yesterday we had pretty good viewership without one, so just wanted to put that out there. We did okay on our own. Wardy standing on his own 2 feet for once. It's a busy week of StarCraft for us. We've been casting every single day for the last few days. In fact, I've only had 2 days off since the start of December, so it's been crazy. And the next few days are actually just going to be insane. Tomorrow I'm going to be casting the 2018 Has Left the Game playoffs, the final playoffs, on Wednesday, tomorrow evening, and I'm going to host up BratOK as I go live on BratOK and bring you guys a tournament over there that I'm running. So it basically comes as this proxied single racks gets scouted right away, drones will pull in. It goes from a situation of literally, I mean, I'm just going to go casting from my channel to casting on BratOK. Thursday, I'm going to be casting 2 events on my channel. Friday, I'm casting 2 events on my channel. It's just such a busy period for StarCraft 2, so pretty fantastic, though, in fairness. Pretty fantastic, pretty great. Always good to see so much StarCraft. I mean, those drones pulling in towards racks number 1. If BratOK doesn't, I mean, I guess he's going to probably try and expand here, or does he really want to just try and finish this up? I mean, finishing this up, it feels like a very hopeful thing. Please don't say this is just going to be like a completely... I mean, obviously the game... Oh, no. Is that just GG? He's not going to GG right away, but obviously it's very bad for him because he's now got 200 gas he can't spend. He doesn't have an orbital. He'll start at 1 racks, but he is in a lot of trouble. Like, a lot of trouble. I mean, it was obviously bad, but not finishing the racks even just means he can't start the orbital. It delays so much of this. But I do like the fact that BratOK will continue to fight. He will continue to set up here. He'll continue to go in towards an opening, which will at least try to do something, rather than I think a lot of people, when they see this first, when they get denied here and they get slowed down, I think a lot of people will generally tend to just say, you know what, I'm out, GG. It's like, I am very far behind, but BratOK gonna fight out for us here. I'm a fan of that, not gonna lie. I mean, this drone just continuing to poke away for a moment or so. Poking and poking, prodding and prodding. As you see, that drone is just moving back towards the natural expansion. Gonna throw down that hatchery. He's gonna proxy hatch. I mean, obviously, Reynor knows he's everything from BratOK is late, so he's just going into a roach run. Obviously, Reynor himself lost a little bit of mining time with those drones being pulled off the line, but nowhere near as much as what's going to be lost here from BratOK, or how far behind he's going to be. Roach is on the way up. Honestly, I don't see this hatchery going down before more roaches come out. He'll go double factory. I mean, he had a lot of gas stacked up, of course, so it does make sense. As we do see a couple of Marines popping out. Getting ready to go. First Marine 310 build. It's funny because I think back in the 6th worker opening, I seem to feel like the first Marine always used to come out around 3 minutes and 10 seconds as a standard opening for Terran. Because obviously you had to wait longer for the SCVs, and then the game time was different. So it's kind of like, BratOK kind of just reround to Wings of Liberty or so. And is going old school on us here. There's this hatchery. Well, I mean, SCV sees the roaches. There is a bunker, right? So, I mean, that's something at least. But the factory's only just now finishing, going into a reactor and a tech lab. I mean, that reactor's going to do nothing. I mean, Hellions would be disastrous. He's got a 3rd CC down too. I mean, credit where it's due. BratOK is trying, and I really do respect the fact that he's trying in a situation that is, honestly, very, very poor for him. I really do respect that, because again, I feel like most Terran players would have given up a lot earlier than this. BratOK tries at least, and BratOK trying. I can get behind that. Shout out to BratOK, He's not a guy that just gives up. React on this factory is going to be taking a whole bunch of damage, and, well, that's going to go down. You see a couple of Hellions prodding away, some Marines there as well. SCVs are going to come in from the top side, and we're just going to be seeing Corrosive Valve. I mean, it's not even really that necessary, right? There's just nothing to actually clean this up. The first Cyclone is about to pop. I mean, go Cyclone. I don't think it's going to be too great there. It's not going to do enough. GG is called. Reynor picks up his